So in addition to looking at the two end points, so the outward part, if you like, and the inward part, if you look at the E.S.K.K, we've grabbed hold of something, we've got hold of something. So usually in karate, when you see a closed fist, it doesn't always mean that it's a punch. It can also mean that you've got hold of something, you're trying to grip something, okay? And you know, that might not completely close your hand. It's just that you're trying to close your hand. So if you've got hold of someone's throat, for instance, you're trying to close a hand, but that, you know, the opponent's body won't let you. So that's simulated by a fist sometimes. So we can now look at that now and think, well, okay, so we've got the two end positions. What about the bit in the middle? Because you've got two arms moving. What if the target or the thing that you're trying to manipulate is in the centre of that movement rather than being at the two end points? Okay, so we'll have a look at that. So I'll just pull John on. So we've got this double action, this shredding technique that you find a lot in karate. So if we take the target and we step a little bit closer this time, then we can say this movement can be used as a double action. So the most obvious place to start with is on the shoulders, and this is quite a common movement that you see. By pulling one shoulder and pressing on another one, you can turn the body along the vertical axis this way. Okay. So again, if I use E.S.K.K to grab the shoulder and pull back sharp, I get this movement. I can accentuate that movement by pressing on this shoulder, and it turns the body quite easily. Okay. And of course, if I wanted to add a weapon on the end of that, of course I could slam into the shoulder to move from there, and this leads me in to any options that I want, chokes, takedowns, whatever from there. So I'm using this double action now. I'm forgetting about the two end points, and I'm thinking about what's happening in the middle between those points. So this is coming forward, this is coming back, and I'm using this movement, this double action, to create this twist for me. Okay, and again, yeah, don't limit your targets. Okay, we've done it on the shoulder. Where else can we do it? Another obvious example is on the head there. So if I grab in behind the head this way and on the chin, I've got a pretty effective neck wrench as well from there. Okay, so regardless of how the person's attacking, if you get that reference point and that technique becomes possible for you to do, then that's an option for you. So you take them behind from here, under the chin, grabbing with both hands, which is simulated by the closed fist in the karate technique itself. And then striking this way, or using that double action to twist the neck. Quite a fast movement this way. So now we've looked at those pulling and pushing motions. Let's just isolate the joint actions of this outward part of the arm. So you've got two main joint actions of the extension. You've got flexion and extension of the elbow joint, and you've also got flexion, extension of the shoulder joint. Going this way. So you've got this action and this action combined to give you this. Okay, and you've also got, you know, the rotation of your wrist as well. So we can use this motion as well, and we can apply this motion to good effect. So if I just bring John once more, I'll show this from the other angle. So where I'm going from a bend position to a straight position, I can use this as an attack. So again, an obvious place to go would be against the joint. So if we're in a position and he's pushed in and I've got an arm here, okay, what I can do is I can bring my arm across, bring this hand back to E.S.K.K once more, and bring this one out and do a punching motion with it. So I'm straightening the arm and punching from there. Okay, this is coming out in this position. If I wanted to step through as well, as you see in some of the karate styles with like the front punches, you can do that too. Okay, doing that dynamically, you get quite a snap on the elbow joint there. Okay, so you could have a reference point, whatever, from here. As he pushes through, I've got this as a lead in. Okay, then I'm just cutting through this angle and using this against his elbow joint to attack the joint this way. Okay, another great place to use this sort of concept is on the head. Okay, so especially from here, if I'm pulling the head in this position, my arm's bent. If I just straighten that now, I hit the side of his head with the inside of my elbow joint. It's a real rattler, that one. So you're in this position, you're grappling away. He would usually check this arm, okay, which would stop me doing this. Okay, and if for any reason that arm went, so say he was pulling back to hit or something like this would be a great opportunity now for me to pull the head in, get my head out of the way momentarily, and then strike him forward. with this part of the arm, and then of course this leads on to other techniques after that. Alright, so just once more from this side. So we're still using the basics of this punch. We're using the flexion extension of the elbow joint and also the shoulder. So in this position, if I find a weakness here, I'll pull in, get my head to one side, just to stop this hand from coming round. Okay, then I can attack into this position. Okay, and then I can roll on from there with whatever techniques I need to do from there. Okay, so there we have it, a few techniques for chokazuki, straight punch. Alright, I haven't discussed any of the functionality side of it, the dynamics of hip movement or getting any power in there. That's something that obviously needs to be done, but I just wanted to concentrate on the analysis side of it. And hopefully you've seen from there, there's loads of different ways you can analyse a single movement. I think the most important lesson is to focus on the motion that movement gives, and don't be sort of limited by just names or single applications. Okay, there's lots of different ways that you can look at different movements. So please take this away, have a little look at it, and come up with your own applications. And furthermore, pick some more movements as well. I mean, this is just one single movement, and we've applied it a good number of ways. If you times that by the amount of movements that's in the art of karate, it's staggering the amount of ways you can apply things. So that's the most important part. And you know, karate is only there to teach you the right motions, the right principles, and the right concepts. It's up to you as a person to apply these, how you uniquely do your training, how you uniquely do your karate, and that'll make it a personal art. So thanks a lot, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.